Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Adelina and I make videos about living in this tiny house on wheels and living a more intentional life. Before I was vegan, I loved the lemon loaf at Starbucks. So one of my favorite things, snacks to get before a road trip when I'd stop to get a coffee or something like that. Now, of course, I can't have it because there is eggs and milk in that recipe. So I have been searching for a recipe that would be as good. And so far, I've not found anything. But I saw this recipe on this website called Running on Real Food. And so I'm going to try her recipe out today. This is not my recipe. I will link her recipe and her website down below. But I've not tried this recipe. It sounds good. And it sounds like it might be pretty darn close, and I'm hoping so because I love anything lemon flavor, and especially a lemon loaf with a lemon glaze over top. Makes my mouth water just thinking about it. So today we're going to try her recipe out and see how it is. So let's get making that. Oh, and I just want to say it has started. I've started packing things up and now I can't find stuff. Stage. I can't find my microphone. So I apologize if the sound isn't as great. I know that that's annoying. When I'm editing, I will turn the sound up as high as I can. I apologize, but I can't find it anywhere. And who knows? Who knows where I've packed that? Okay, here are the ingredients for our lemon loaf. We need some flour, sugar. I'm using white. I guess you could use brown as well. Some baking powder, salt, light flavored oil. I find that canola oil is the best for baking when you don't want to flavor. A non-dairy milk. Oat milk is awesome for baking. Some vanilla extract. And then a couple of lemons. You'll also need a loaf pan, some measuring spoons, cups, something to squeeze your lemons with, and something to grate them so that we can get some lemon zest. Not surprisingly, I also can't find my little light that usually goes up there. So we're roughing it today. Yeah, hopefully there's enough sunlight coming in through the windows. It is a beautiful day. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Awesome. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is juice and zest our lemons. I have washed these. I did buy organic lemons, and the reason is because we are using the zest of this. And if you want your lemons to release a little bit of extra juice, or all of their juice, just give them a good roll. I'm going to zest these before I juice them. So you're going to use either a microplane or your grater the one that's got the little, the zester. So let's just zest these. You want to be careful that you just get the yellow part. You don't want a lot of that white because that's bitter. Okay, I've got the zest of 2 lemons. And now I'm going to get the juice of 2 lemons. Do you know when I first bought one of these, I thought you put the lemons in this way? That's not how it goes. You put the lemons in this way. Go figure. And then you get all of the juice out. And no seeds. Oops. So for that one, that's now on the floor. That was a bit messy, but that's done. And now we're going to mix our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients in separate bowls. Okay, so we're going to mix our dry ingredients first into a bigger bowl. We want 2 cups of flour. So we want 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'll just buy mine in bulk. You can make this sweeter or less sweet, depending on your taste. But let's face it, it's a treat. It's a dessert. It should be a little sweet, in my mind. Okay, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. Whoopsie. Now we're going to give this a good whisk. And I'm going to add the lemon zest in here now because I want it mixed in well with the batter. And I don't want to have to overmix once we've got the liquid mixed in with the flour mixture. All right, so that's our dry. Now for our wet. So we want 200 milliliters of milk, which is just more than 3/4 of a cup. A 1/2 cup of oil. You could try making it without oil, maybe using applesauce or half and half. Applesauce and oil, but I'm not. Okay, now 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. There we go, 1/3. I'm going to save the rest for our glaze. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. A lot of recipes I saw called for lemon extract, but I think lemon juice is better. Okay, so let's give this a little mix. Now, you want to get your pan ready, and it should be lined with parchment paper. I like to spray it lightly with cooking spray because it gets the parchment paper to stay so it doesn't fold all over the place when you're trying to put your batter in there. So once that's done and your oven is preheated, we are now going to mix the wet ingredients into the dry and then get this in the oven. So I've got this ready to go. And you don't want to over mix, so just grate a well and fold in everything. It's okay if there's some lumps in there. You just don't want a bunch of dry flour at the bottom. All right, so that's done. So let's get this in here. Spread it out so it's even. Oh, that's good. Nice and lemony. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to get this into the oven. We're going to let that bake for 35 minutes, it says. I'm going to see what it's like. If it needs a little bit more, I'll add 5-minute increments until I think it's done or toothpick comes out dry. So I'll see you back here when it's done. Okay, let's get it out of here. I left it in there an extra 15 minutes. So instead of 35, it was actually in there for 50 minutes total. I think my stove is just a little, not quite as hot as some others. So I'm gonna let this cool off and then we'll glaze it once it's fully cool. So now we have our lemon loaf cooled off. Smells good. And we're gonna make the glaze. I wanted to make sure this was fully cool so that the glaze wouldn't soak in. It would just sit on top, but so the recipe that Running on Food on Real Food has is 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of plant-based milk, which is basically a glaze that I make all the time because I really like a lemon glaze. Or if I'm just making not a lemon glaze, I will just use powdered sugar, a little bit of maple syrup, and vanilla extract. But anyways, we're going to do that. So what's left in here of the lemon juice is roughly a tablespoon, so I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to mix in 1/2 cup of got my funky little whisk. I'm going to mix in 1/2 cup of the icing sugar or powdered sugar if you're in a different part of the world. And then if I need to, I'll add a little bit of this, but I think this is more than a tablespoon, so I might not need to. Try and get all of the lumps out. I probably should have sifted it in here, but I'm lazy, and this is going to work. I don't think that I need any milk. So if you're measuring out your lemon juice, do have a tablespoon of that, a tablespoon of milk, but I just had what was left over, so awesome. And now I am going to, how am I going to do this? Do it this way. Just spoon this over top. I like a lot of glaze. I really want that lemony flavor. I know that the Starbucks, their topping is more like an icing. So, oh, that's good. That is very good. All right. Let's give this a taste. That is really, really good. Super lemony. Like glaze really does add a ton of lemony goodness on top. Is it exactly like the Starbucks? No. Is it really good? Absolutely. Does it make a great substitute? Oh, yeah. Guys, if you love lemon as much as I do, and you miss being able to buy those lemon loaves from Starbucks, this is a great recipe. That website, Running on Real Food, is amazing. Tons of really good recipes. Again, I will link it down below. This is not my recipe. I did not make this up. I just wanted to test it and see if it would do what I wanted it to do, which is give me my lemon loaf fix, and it does. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. It just helps support the channel and helps us grow, which is awesome. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind and eat delicious food. I love you, and I'll see you next time.